Well, I thought this would be a good video. Moldings on the side of cars, they like to come off like this, you know. Is your molding coming off like this one? Do you know what to do to fix it? Are you of sound mindset or mechanical ability to do so? I'm going to show you how I do it. I worked in a body shop for a while. Actually was certified at one point. And basically what I should be doing right now, and I'm not going to do, is because this thing is it's huge, it's thick, is I would simply heat that up. I'd get a heat gun and I'd heat it, or just get a blow dryer or whatever you got to try to heat that up nice and smooth and get this to peel off of there once it starts peeling like this. So it's actually coming off pretty decent for me. My wife asked me about it a couple weeks ago, what I was going to do to fix it. Am I going to get a new molding piece or whatever? And I said, nah, there's ways of doing this. Something called an eraser wheel and 3M double-sided tape, and I'll take care of it. Don't worry about it. I got it. So she says, all right. I says, it'd be a good opportunity for me to make a video on it, actually. So that's what we're going to do today. Now that I got that pulled off of there, I need to make note of exactly where this molding corner starts. Right there under the GM. And it goes about a ½ inch from the edge of the door. So from the GM molding to the other edge of the door, and it needs to match up with the rear molding. Now that we've got this off, how are we going to prep this? What are we going to do now? Well, we got to get that stuff off of the body, and we got to get this stuff off of here. So let's get in here and let's get at it. This is a eraser wheel. Basically what it does is it threads onto this rod here with this little adapter, and then this goes in your drill, and this is a rubber that will spin in the drill, and you'll use it to erase the sticky stuff that's on the paint. And then you'll follow up with some double-sided tape. I will leave the links to both of these down below. Now get an idea for the type of pressure you're going to need, but this here, put it in your drill, get it on this, and then start actually spinning real slowly and putting the eraser up against it, and watch it as it starts to wipe away the sticky material. Now I flipped the camera around so you guys can see what I'm doing. As you can see, I'm removing it. Some of it does smear down, but then that's why you use some either some nail polish remover or some acetone or brake clean, and then wipe off the residue that's left over. It should, for the most part, just wipe off of there. I've got a little bit of brake clean on the corner of the towel right here. And you'll have to go through and work it a couple times to continually get the smear stuff off of there. That's normal. One thing that helps that I forgot to mention is if you're going to use the face on a flat like this, it does remove it very quick, but it has a tendency to smear. If you're going to use the side like this, got to be careful so you don't dig into the paint and burn it. You can burn it both ways, but the gaps here actually grab the material and fling it away. kind of like so. And you just keep working your way down. It'll probably take me about 10-15 minutes and I'll be done with this door and on to the molding. Well, it's all removed for the most part. You can see this is now, look like it's almost in the paint. So I can't do anything about this because it's in the paint. There's scratches and stuff here. But anyway, it's removed. I'm going to clean it up a little bit more and then go prep the actual emblem side or the molding side. Alright, got it cleaned up a little bit more. Now let's go in there and prep the molding side. Now you're going to do the exact same thing to this that you did to the side of the door. You're going to use the wheel to erase it from here. But I did two areas to show you what not to do. You see this area right here where I cut down into the material kind of deep, but then over here it's up higher. You see how the transition goes low to high? You want it to stay high like this. And get as much off as you can by using the wheel to get it down as deep as you can. See all this thick stuff right here? Some people will even take a razor knife and go around it and try to use a razor knife because this is off the vehicle at this point, and they'll try to use a razor knife to cut it back. If you want, you can try that, but I like using the eraser wheel. Okay, I've got the majority of it all off, all the way down. Time to wipe it down and clean it up a little bit and get the new strips laid on. Now that I've got this pretty wiped down for the most part, I'm going to actually use my heater, my diesel heater here, to heat up this plastic a little bit and try to bend the dovetail back straight, so when I go to put it on the vehicle it fights the adhesive a lot less. So I'm going to go ahead and warm this up and start moving this back into a straighter position. There and down there. Now that I've got it nice and warmed up and the ends kind of bent back where I want it, there's a little tweak I need to make, but it's nice and warm to the touch. That's the best time to put the adhesive around the sides. So basically what it is double-sided adhesive. You just start lining it out and use a razor blade. Once you get to the end, cut it, do your side, cut it, do the other side, cut it, and you just lay it out all the way around. I'll show you how it's done. Basically, just like this. All the way around. New adhesive. You can use a razor to cut the ends, or I pulled it and then I'm going to trim off any excess that I have. And it should work great that way. And there it is. It's back on. I gotta trim that edge up right there a little bit where you can see it, or tuck it back in there, but it's back on. Straight all the way down, exactly with the GM emblem. I got this corner started and I matched up that corner back there to where it needed to be, and then you just keep rubbing it back and forth. It's nice if you get them warm. If you can get that area of the door warm. It's kind of cold out right now, but I took and heated that up as nice and warm, real warm to the touch. Then put the adhesive on. It would have been nice if I would have had the door warm as well. It would have really sealed real nice. So we'll see how it basically holds up, and that's how you do it. That's how you save the moldings instead of having to replace them. And it cost me like $25-30 to do it in like 20 minutes of time, 20-25 minutes of time total. Make sure you put these back on the right way. You notice I got the flat side on this side and the taper on that side. They got to go back on the right way. You can put them on upside down. All right, guys, take care, be blessed. That's it. That's all she wrote. Extra little tip, sometimes what people do when it's all said and done and they get everything stuck is they'll actually take some masking tape and they'll actually run the masking tape down around that to have the masking tape also help hold it for like half a day, overnight, whatever it is. And if you can do it in a warm garage, it sets even better than that. Take care.